All right, let's jump right in. If you're currently staring down the calendar, completely stuck in a date night rut, consider this explainer your absolute much-needed intervention. Today, we're unpacking a really fantastic breakdown from Dance Chicago that reveals exactly why ballroom dancing has become the ultimate date night upgrade in the city. We're going to walk through the mechanics of why this works so well, using the source material as our guide. Tired of the dinner and a movie routine? I mean, we've all been there, right? You're sitting across the table, desperately trying to stretch the topic of the local weather into a 20-minute conversation while just aggressively chewing bread, or you're sitting side by side in a dark theater in absolute silence for 2 solid hours. It's safe, sure, but it's incredibly repetitive. And our source material hits the nail on the head here. It points out a universal pain point. Traditional dates put this immense pressure on forced, awkward small talk, which kind of leaves you searching for a connection rather than actually experiencing one. Think about those standard passive dates for a second. You know the ones. You're scrambling for conversation, you're trapped in a routine, and the night just ends up feeling completely stretched thin. Now, contrast that with an interactive date. We're talking shared focus, dynamic movement, and genuine teamwork. The source actually notes that because ballroom dancing provides these constantly changing musical moods, the night feels incredibly dynamic. Basically, the format of the date does half the heavy lifting for you. Section 1. Connection through movement. A conversation you feel. This fundamentally changes how two people interact when they go out together. The source frames this so brilliantly, calling it literally a conversation you can feel. Isn't that just a powerful way to look at it? Instead of agonizing over what on earth to say next over appetizers, you're actively learning patterns together. You're practicing your timing. You're physically responding to your partner's cues. The physical movement completely replaces the need to fill dead air with forced words. You are absolutely still communicating, but you're doing it through teamwork and a shared rhythm. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. I have 2 left feet. There is no way this is for me. Well, the good news? No background needed. The source reassures us that Chicago's instructional dance culture scales perfectly to your comfort level. You absolutely don't need to be an expert. You start by just practicing basic steps. This means you can literally just show up, keep it light, and laugh together while you figure it out. It's totally approachable whether you're someone who loves choreography or you just want to try something a little out of the box. Section 2. Stepping up your style. The dress-up moment. So, shifting gears slightly from the dancing itself to the unique atmosphere, and really the fashion factor that just naturally comes with this kind of date. Ballroom dancing gives you a real reason to break out those polished shoes and a nice outfit. It gives you that ready for the dance floor feeling. And as the text notes, this is a subtle but incredibly powerful way to signal to your partner, hey, tonight is different. It elevates the whole evening way above just a casual night out in jeans. Plus, and this source rightly points this out, this added flair perfectly matches Chicago's stylish identity. You kind of get to feel special before you even walk through the door. Section 3. Building a shared skill. More than a memory. Now, let's think about what happens after the music stops. This is really about the lasting value of the evening. Because you're not just watching a performance. You're actually building a skill. The article emphasizes that one of the absolute best parts of this date is what you take home with you. Think about it. When a movie ends, well, it's over. But here, even if it's just a few simple steps and basic turns at first, you're walking away with a brand new shared capability. You are actively participating in your own entertainment. And that gives you so much more than just a fleeting memory. And because you're building that skill, it naturally sets up your next date. Hey, let's practice what we learned. Future planning suddenly becomes incredibly easy. The source points out that in a massive city full of things to do, having a shared activity that actually grows over time is a huge win. You can just say, want to try a new dance style next time? The momentum of the relationship just builds organically right on top of the foundation of this one fun night.
Section 4. Your dance night blueprint. Make it an easy date.
Okay, so how do we actually pull this whole thing off? Well, here is the practical, step-by-step guide pulled directly from the source material to execute this flawlessly in Chicago. Step 1. Book a beginner-friendly lesson for both of you. You really want to start with the right structures so nobody feels lost. Step 2. Choose comfortable clothes and shoes. Yes, we just talked about dressing up, but the text specifically reminds us to pick items that actually let you move comfortably, especially for turns and basic footwork. Step 3. Find a venue with social dancing afterward. Seriously, don't just take the class and bolt. Stay so you can actually experience the vibrant atmosphere of the social dance scene. And finally, step 4. Keep a learn-first mindset. Remember, laughing off those inevitable little mistakes is a huge part of the fun. Which brings us to a final thought to chew on. Dinner fades, but a shared rhythm lasts. So what will your next date look like? The source material makes a truly phenomenal case that if you want an evening that feels romantic, engaging, and just surprisingly effective at getting two people to truly connect, ballroom dancing checks literally all the boxes. It gives you something dinner simply cannot. So I challenge you to take this blueprint, break out of that comfort zone, and book that first lesson. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.